Joining me on the podcast right now from the Bucyrus Historical Society, Randy Fisher's with me. Hello, Randy.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Said before we went on here that you got a lot of things going on, right?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. So what I'd like to talk about mostly is a week from tonight, 7 o'clock at the Bucyrus Library down in the community room. We're hosting, we being the Historical Society, have our annual meeting. And the featured speaker, or really the only speaker, is former Bucyrian, actually Colonel Crawford grad, Elaine Naples, the former Elaine Gephardt. She has done extensive research on Johnny Appleseed and his presence in Crawford County. I think we all pretty much know, Johnny Appleseed was here. She's actually, like I said, done lots and lots of research and actually has documented evidence of at least two locations that he had trees planted here in Bucyrus. One on what was Finley Hill, which is where Arby's is right now. Okay. There used to be a very stately old home there, the Finley family, and he planted trees there. And then the other one is actually outside of Bucyrus on the McMichael farm on Beech Grove Road. It's a pretty interesting adventure she was on to do this research, and she's going to present it all. You can actually get a preview of it on actually the Bicentennial website, which is Bucyrus 2021. There's a site there that you can see Johnny Appleseed stuff. So very interesting, and encourage everybody to come. It's free. There'll be some Apple snacks and beverages there for everybody, and we just encourage everybody to come out. Now, we're also going to talk at that event, and I'll morph into that, what the Historical Society's plans for the summer are. Okay. We're going to, on June 25th, Sunday, the 25th of June, we're going to have a cemetery walk. We're bringing those back. The Chamber did a great job of those years ago, but we're going to do them, and this year we're going to feature, or we're going to honor members of the 50-Year Club, which is a very unique thing to Bucyrus. I don't go into all that, but a number of prominent people and actually not so prominent people as well, but all very interesting. So that'll be Sunday afternoon, June 25th. July 22nd will be our annual historical day. This year we're going to do two things aside from just the normal things that we do. One is we're going to rebury the time capsule that we dug up 2 years ago during the bicentennial. So we'll be putting stuff into that, reburying it. The second thing is we did this a few years ago, but we're going to bring back an Antiques Roadshow, a Bucyrus Antiques Roadshow, where Lyle Gephardt and Mike Zahn, two members of the board, and I guess antique experts, are going to bring your things in, and they'll appraise them, talk about them, and so that'll be fun. Also, we're having a number of new displays within the society this year. So, for example, we opened this up last fall, but I don't think a lot of people saw it. But we're going to have a permanent display of First Lieutenant Harry Martin's artifacts. Harry Martin was a Congressional Medal of Honor winner in World War II, and Bucyrus native, and so that display is up. We're also going to open up a display for Loretta Schmoller. Actually born in Chatfield, I believe, but was the first woman in the United States to manage an airport.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Bucyrus Airport, Bucyrus Airport. She went on to Cleveland, and then out to California, where she founded the flight nurses. Were very active in World War II. She was very close friends with Amelia Earhart. In fact, I had dinner with her 3 nights before she took her fateful flight. Wow! Yeah. And just an amazing person, and that display is going to be up. And then for the summer, we're also going to do a history of the Bratwurst Festival in Bucyrus. It's time enough, and so we'll have a number of those artifacts. And in fact, Carly's Bratwurst has agreed to give live demonstrations on how they used to make Bratwurst, I guess the old-fashioned way. So, so a number of interesting things. going back, do you want to ask a question or do you want me to keep on talking?
Keep on going. You're fine. Yeah, you're doing just fine.
All right. So back to the Johnny Appleseed thing. So there's going to be a commemoration of him at the new park that's going to go up on the north side of town, and it's going to include, and we've had made, it's done, a 4-foot diameter, approximately fiberglass apple that has been finished by Jeremy Lutz, a local artisan who it looks like an apple, and then James at the Copper Kettle place here in town has made copper leaves that will go in the apple. So it's a really neat thing. That's going to be on display up there along with the Norton, a Norton monument. So Elaine will talk about that a little bit. So while I'm on the park, mention the park, bids are being taken as we speak for the demolition of the ice plant, and we expect that to come down this summer. Okay. So we're making progress on that. You may even see some activity at the park this summer. So
Good.
Stay tuned for that.
All right, lots of great things coming up, right?
Yes, yeah.
Awesome. If someone wants to know, get information on the Historical Society, how can they do that?
Well, our website, Bucyrus Historical, so if you just Google Bucyrus Historical Society, it'll come up. There's a lot of information on the website. And I would just stop by. We're going to be open Monday afternoons from 1 to 4. We're bringing a new curator on board, and we're just going to start to be more active in the community, and do more events and have some new displays up. So if you haven't been there for a while, it would be worth coming back and seeing what we have on display.
All right, Randy. Well, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks.
And your event one more time?
Oh, this is a week from tonight, so Tuesday, May 9th at 7 p.m. at the library, and come by and hear a very interesting talk on Johnny Appleseed.
All right. Thank you so much, Randy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
My name is Randy Bigley. Joining me on the podcast right now, we're going to talk about Joey's Pub and the new place in Crestline. Jeff Martin is with me. Hello, Jeff.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic.
Good. Joey's fairly new to Crestline, correct?
Yes, open St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
So very new.
And you have, but you have more than one business, right?
Yes, my wife Abby is affiliated with. This is her 4th location.
Okay.
My 2nd. We have 2 together. So she's been in the industry for quite some time. Very successful and done very well. So we're trying out Crestline, and so far it's been phenomenal. The folks there are fantastic.
Where are your other locations at?
There's a Joe's Pub and Grill in Westerville, New Albany area.
Okay, yeah.
There's a Joe's Pub and Grill in Powell, and there's a Joe's Pub and Grill in Polaris.
Okay. This is the first Joey, though, right?
This is the first Joey. It's it's a step outside of the city. We wanted to change it up a little bit.
Sure.
It's more of like a pub cafe style, more so than like sports bar heavy, fried foods. It's a lot more lighter fare.
Okay. Talk about the business. You just talked a little bit about it. What all do you have out there?
So at Joey's, on the cafe side, we're more of, some sandwiches, wraps, flatbreads, keeping it a little more clean, but a little more light, but still very, very good. Our quality food is fantastic.
Good. I think that's a good addition for Crestline. Crestline didn't really have a place like that, did they?
Not really. It's done very well so far. We're beyond excited to be there. The locals have really kind of taken us in, and we felt right at home immediately, like right out of the gate.
What made you decide to open up a place in Crestline?
The full-on story, as a previous co-worker that Abby worked with before, had invested in some property in Crestline. Okay. Reached out to Abby and said, hey, you've been doing great in Columbus. Would you want to consider opening a smaller place up north? So we came out, took a look at it last year, went through a couple discussion bases, but overall was a really good fit. We were super happy with the location. Crestline definitely needed something more, more than what they have currently. Sure. And it seemed like a really, really good fit. So we ventured down the road.
Awesome. Part of what they call the Crestline comeback. They're trying to. Crestline's been working hard to change some things up in there, make it a lot nicer. But that's good. Are you right downtown then, or?
Yeah, we're right on Seltzer Street.
Okay.
So it's a very good location, and Crestline's beautiful. It's a beautiful little town. It's nice and clean. I'm from very small town Ohio myself.
Okay,
so
sure.
It's nice to get into a more
Right.
comfortable, smaller footprint of an area.
Right.
It kind of brings that feel back, which is really nice and homey, realistically. But you also feel like you gain a lot of friends immediately.
Yeah.
Everybody's been so just overly helpful and informative, and just like stepped out of their way to help us get things going. So we're, again, like I said, we're very, very fortunate and happy to be there.
I know Mayor Linda was very excited to have you guys move into town.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
She is.
I'll tell you a quick funny story.
Yeah, go ahead.
I hadn't met her yet. A lot of people had told me about her, talked about how wonderful she was, everything else. This is before we opened. We just had all of our equipment delivered. And I was in the back alley, like unboxing, uncrating everything. And this vehicle pulls up behind me. And I hear this voice say, "You must be Jeff." And I turn around and she's like, "Hi, I'm Mayor Linda." I was like, "Oh my gosh, I've heard so much about you." So our introduction was in the alleyway behind
Right.
the bar. And it was a great, quick, like nice to meet you discussion.
Sure, yeah.
And even her, like even herself, she was super warm and
She
just
is.
like, "Hey, if you need anything, you guys let us know." So she's been fantastic. Everybody there has been wonderful.
Linda's doing a great job. She's a guest on my show many times. She does
That's great.
fantastic job, and she's really excited about making Crestline better, and it's good. Yeah,
Absolutely. You can see it. And everybody you talk to, they have such good, plans for the city and just such a good outlook on where they want to take it. And the great thing is, like, you see it going there.
Right.
It's a different story when people talk about it and you walk into the town and you see the changes they've made. You see how nice they're keeping it, the upgrades, the updates, the businesses they're trying to bring in. And everybody's talking about it. They're all so supportive of each other. It's a good, warm feeling.
Sure.
Overall.
It's nice to be part of that, huh?
It is. It really is.
It is. Well, good. I'm glad everything's going very well for you in Crestline. And again, where are you located at if people are interested?
222 North Seltzer Street.
What are your hours out there?
We are 11 a.m. until midnight.
Okay.
So keeping it pretty even keel. We will have our Ohio Lottery machines in very soon. We've got pull tabs coming in very soon. We've got a pool table, dartboard, of course, digital jukebox on the wall for people to play music, and a great staff already. So,
awesome, good.
So we feel very lucky.
Getting ready for summertime.
We're
on our way in there now.
Definitely. Like, I can't, fingers crossed this weather roller coaster changes soon.
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
But it looks like we got a good weekend coming up. So we're super excited about that.
It's nice meeting you, by the way. Thank you so much for coming in today, and I'm glad that everything's going very well for you there in Crestline.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Thank you. Joining me on the podcast right now from Norton's Flowers, Sue Standard. Hello, Sue.
Good morning.
Good morning. You were just telling me, how old is Norton's Flowers?
Founded in 1882.
Wow.
By the grandson of the town's founders. I am not a Norton, but I've been there long enough. I think I have share the DNA by now.
We call you an honorary Norton, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, they do. They consider me. Yes.
Do they really? Good,
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
How long have you been there?
Since the 70s, late 70s.
Wow. Okay, wow.
And then I worked for the Nortons, and there was a father-son team for about 5 years in between there. I worked for them.
Okay.
And then I purchased it.
Wow, great. And how long have you owned it then?
Since 90.
Since 90. Wow, so it's been quite a while.
Yes.
You've had it quite a while. And it's got to be one of the oldest businesses around, isn't it?
Yeah. Right up there with Wise Furniture. Well, Wise Funeral Home, Wise Furniture.
Yeah.
That's how it worked back in those days.
Yes.
And Pickings.
Okay,
So we run right all in there together.
Well, good. Awesome. We were talking, this is May, but May is, think about it, May is a busy month for you, isn't it?
Oh, May is crazy. But we plan. We've been prepping. My flower order, my glassware order was placed eons ago. And so now we're figuring out if we have the right things that we need. And because Mother's Day is not this weekend, but right around the corner next weekend. And we just finished up prom. There's a few odd proms going on right now where kids date with somebody out of the area. And so we're still doing a few corsages for this weekend.
Okay.
And but not like what we did the past two.
Oh, yeah, I bet you were busy.
Yes. And I'm very thankful that the schools have responded. because we've campaigned for years not to do them on Mother's Day because the kids are focused on prom.
Sure.
Mom is only looked at for her car keys or her wallet.
Right.
So we want the kids to recognize what a treasure they have in their mom. So we prefer not to have prom on Mother's Day. And then we're going to do Mother's Day. We'll turn around, and it's going to be graduations.
Yes,
We have the schools graduating on a mixture of days from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and almost all the same weekend this year.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And then we will turn around and do Memorial Day at the end of the month. And so there's just a whole lot of things in there.
Yeah, busy time for you,
Yes.
right? It's probably busy. Summer's probably busy anyways, and you're busy most of the time, right?
Yeah, busy. Summer's not our busiest. There's more weddings now in the summertime than used to be because of air conditioning.
Yeah, oh yes.
That made a big difference.
Oh, I bet. I never thought about that, but you're right. Yeah.
And because otherwise it was too warm.
Yes.
And October is a big month.
Oh yeah, I bet it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, just with kids graduating from college and everything else going on, and then they're establishing their lives a lot more and then getting married. So we see it all. But summer's our catch-up time, and we can actually clean up and find those knives we lost and everything else.
Right.
But, there's always something to do.
Yes, I would imagine so. Where are you located at, by the way, Sue?
We're right downtown, 225 South Sandusky Avenue. We moved, the building used to be on the edge of town.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah, but the town grew to that direction.
Okay.
It was a home originally.
Okay.
And it's housed a lot of different things. We've been there since the 40s. We had a location down on Kaler Avenue, but that was sold back when the Nortons themselves sold off the greenhouse, and that's been Katona Realty forever.
Oh, yeah.
And so we've been in that. Had two locations, but then when it sold out of the Nortons family, it was just the downtown location.
Okay. What hours are you open over there?
We're here. They're Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30. Saturday, 9 till 2. And we answer the phone because sometimes you'll find us when the door's locked.
Yeah.
And there's an answering machine, or you can find us on the internet at nortonsflowersbucyrus.com. That gets to us instead of all the other order gatherers and everybody that has managed to link to us somehow. And there are 2 other locations of Norton's Flowers, but no connection.
Okay.
It all happened when people were coming to the United States.
Yeah.
There's one in Ypsilanti, Michigan, and one in Birmingham, Alabama. I've met both the people.
Oh, have you? Okay. Okay.
But there's no connection that we could take back. It has to come back, go back to when people were coming to the United States.
Yes, back to the mother country, right?
You got it.
All right. Oh yeah. So if you want to get flowers for your mother or whatever, it's time get those orders in now, right?
Yeah. We place your order. That way, then we make sure you have what you want. And this year we're seeing 2 different trends. We're seeing the soft pastels, the kind of almost neutral look with a little pop, little bit of color, or the bright, vibrant things we've had it with this weather.
Yes.
Yeah. But some mother's personality is that soft, gentle. And that's that real feminine look.
Sure, right.
And there's a lot of that in the decorating styles. But then other ones, they want a lot of color because that's their mother's personality.
Yeah. Oh, so everybody's different, aren't they?
Yeah. I brought you a few flowers today.
Oh, I saw those are beautiful. Thank you so much.
Included are carnations.
Oh wow.
That was traditionally 1908 when Ann Jarvis decided that she wanted to remember her mother. Her mother had recently passed, and that's where it all started. But it wasn't until 1914 that it became an official holiday. But you wore a white carnation if your mother had passed. It was done in remembrance.
Okay.
Or you wore a red one if to celebrate her love and admiration. The pinks, if you wore a pink one, it showed how gentle and kind she was. So we had those. Now we just do whatever her favorite is. I've got, everybody loves a rose.
Sure, yeah.
And the daisies. We got some Gerber daisies in here. A couple other things, some wildflowers. This little yellow guy they call a billy ball.
Right.
And then Veronica and some Lysianthus and lots of different things, because no two mothers are alike. We're not alike.
Right.
So we try to tailor what suits your mom, what she's going to like the best.
Very cool. Well, Sue, it's awesome having you, and thank you. I love when you come in, and we always it's fun when you come in, and I learn about flowers and stuff I didn't know. This is great.
And so, I hear you may be in the doghouse or live there regularly. You can take them home to your wife.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I love that. Thank you, Sue.
Yes.
Again, where are you located at?
225 South Sandusky. We're right downtown. We're next door to Ferner's Carpet, next to the dentist. If you go to the main moon, you're too far. And if you go up to the square, you missed us by a couple blocks.
Sure.
And we're on the west side of the road.
And I know that whenever we need to send flowers here to the station, we call you.
I appreciate that.
No problem. Sue, thank you so much for coming in today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Joining me on the podcast right now from the Galion Community YMCA, Terry Gribble's with me. Hello, Terry.
Good morning, Randy. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Terry?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. You see, I just had Sue from Norton's Flowers, and she was saying it was a busy month for her, and you're telling me it's a busy month for the YMCA too, right?
Yes, sir. It really is. We have a lot of activities going on in the month of May. We call it Marvelous May because we have a lot of marvelous activities coming up, and it started off yesterday with our summer swim team. Was the first day of practice, so we had 25 plus children in the pool yesterday for the first day.
Oh, okay.
And summer swim team. So practices began yesterday, and the actual meets begin in June when school is out and the weather warms up a little bit, because some of the other teams that we swim against have outside pools. So the actual meets don't start till the second weekend of June. So they'll get about 4 weeks of practice in before the meets get rolling. And then that goes through the third week of July with the championships. So there's plenty of time to still sign up for the swim team, since we just had the first practice last night. So kids can sign up literally all through the month of May.
Okay, sure. And how do they sign up for that?
Just come into the YMCA. We start at age 5 all the way through 18. And summer swim team is a little bit different than the winter team. The winter team is a significantly longer season. And they travel a little bit farther distances. This summer league is structured more for skill development, but also keeping it more fun. All the meets are closer to home, so there's not a lot of travel time involved. So it doesn't take all day Saturday like the winter meets do. So it's a good, if anybody's thinking about joining the winter swim team, the summer swim team's a good place to start.
Okay. What else is happening at the Y?
Well, today is Tuesday, and 3 days from now we have, on May 5th, we have our superhero dance. This is a spin-off of our daddy-daughter dance that we did in February, where, if you recall, we had 329 dads and daughters in there for that dance.
That's great.
The facility was packed. So the superhero dance is this Friday. It's moms and sons, and it's the superhero theme. So we've had phone calls about different outfits that kids will be wearing and moms will be wearing. So we have the traditional Superman, Batman, and then there's a whole lot of new things that, honestly, I don't know what they are. My grandkids do.
Sure, same here,
Some of my grandkids will be at this event.
And
again, it's not too late to sign up for that. People can still sign up through the rest of this week or all the way up until 5:30 on Friday night. So we have a DJ coming in, we have snacks, and it'll be a really fun event. So the last couple years, we've had this request for the mother-son dance because the daddy-daughter dance has been so popular the last 4 years since we began that. So we're doing it this year, and I think we're going to have a really good time.
Good. Awesome. What else is happening?
Well, then the next day, this is for kids students a little bit older. May 6th and 7th, Saturday, Sunday, we have our lifeguard recertification classes being offered. So anybody that has been a lifeguard and that currently still has a certificate but needs to recert, they can do that on Saturday and Sunday. And we're finishing up on Saturday and Sunday the second weekend of new lifeguard certifications. So we've conducted 2 lifeguard classes in the last 6 weeks. So we ran 18 students through 3 weeks ago and got them certified. And right now we have 10 in the class who will be certified at the end of Sunday. So anybody looking to recert, give us a call, 419-468-7754, to get in the class for this weekend's recertification.
Okay. What else is happening?
Well, then we move into May 12th, and that is our preschool graduation. We have several kids who will graduate from our preschool program, and they'll move on to Galion City Schools or Colonel Crawford or Crestline. We have students from all 3 school districts currently in our preschool program. And, well, that's actually May 13th is graduation day. May 12th is their preschool picnic.
Okay.
That's on a Friday. The picnic is on the 12th. And that's always a nice, fun event. It's kind of the last big hurrah before the kids graduate the next day on Saturday, the 13th. So we have quite a few kids who have been with us pretty much since infants. They kind of come in as infants, stay there with us through toddler years, and then go into the preschool program. So these kids have been with us for 4 or 5 years, and it's always one of those bittersweet things.
Sure.
We love them to death, and they're going to be moving on to the public school system at one of the local schools. So the picnic is on the 12th, and then the graduation ceremony is on the 13th. The kids wear the caps and gowns, just like it's a high school graduation. So it's really a nice event, and it's good photo opportunities for the family as they develop their little photo albums for the kiddos.
Right. Sure.
So then the following weekend, May 19th is a Friday night, we have a teen dance. We haven't had a teen dance since COVID.
Okay.
So we're bringing those back, and this will be our first one. And that's for anybody middle school through high school. Again, we have another DJ coming in for that event. So the gym will be dark, strobe lights, and all kinds of things will be going on in there, glow bracelets, glow necklaces, etc.
Okay.
So we're looking for a big turnout for that. Anybody who wants to volunteer, we're always taking on volunteers because it'll be a big event, and we'll have it staffed and we'll have volunteers. We used to do those every 6 weeks pre-COVID, and we just didn't bring them back since COVID. So we're excited to have that coming back. So that's May 19th. And then we're still in the month of May. May 27th is Memorial Day weekend, and that Saturday is the 27th, and that's when we open up the Splash Park over on the east side of town. So we always open that up on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then it'll be open till Labor Day weekend. So hopefully we'll get all the rain and cold and snow that we've experienced the last 2 weeks out of the way.
Yeah.
So when we open this up on May 27th, it'll be hot and sunny, and the kids and parents can be over there in that. And then 5 days after that, I think it's June 2nd, Friday is when High C Pool opens up. I know we're into June at that point, but it takes a little bit longer to get that pool going. It's obviously a big water tank, and more things have to happen before that opens up. So that'll open up on Friday, June 2nd. So May is a busy month. I didn't even mention all the other things going on. We're currently, yesterday started our third week of this current session, and our sessions are 7 weeks long. So people can sign up for classes now for all of our dry land classes, our water classes. So they've only missed 2 weeks, so they can catch the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh week. And this session ends June 2nd. And then our first summer session begins June 4th and rolls through July 14th. So that's some of the stuff coming up. And then if we want to step all the way to the end of June, we have our 5K run. And this will be our 40th annual 5K run. We are doing it on Pickle Run weekend. Pickle Run begins on that Friday, and it's Friday, Saturday, June 30th and July 1st. So we have the second longest running 5K in the state of Ohio.
Oh, wow.
So this will be our 40th, and we're excited about that. We have a couple of new things we'll be doing, unveiling at that event. So we encourage everybody to get signed up ahead of time. So that's a little bit down the road from today, but May is full, and we got things already hopping for June.
It'll be here before you know it, though, right?
Yes, sir, it will.
It will. If you have a website, people can get more information?
Yes, they can go to Galion Center YMCA, and they can go. That's our website. We have a Facebook page. Always is updated daily with all kinds of activities. So you can reach us that way. And, of course, we're located at 500 Gill Avenue, and the phone number, again, is 419-468-7754.
Thank you so much, Terry, for coming. Boy, busy month coming up, right?
Yes, sir. It's really happening.
All right. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Joining me on the podcast right now from Magnificent Maid, I have Dustin Richie. He's the owner and operator. Hello, Dustin.
Hello. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Last time I saw you were speaking at the breakfast we were at.
Yes. That was quite the event.
Yeah,
I walked into that not really knowing what to expect, and I thought there was going to be, maybe 100 people, but there was about 250 people. So
it was a full room, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a very full room.
Yes, it was. But yeah, it was great. It's good hearing from you, and congratulations on all your growth you've had here.
Yes. Well, we've been doing really well.
Good.
So Tiffin, our location there is still growing, but Bucyrus is really growing here. So,
nice. Very good.
It's just a wonderful thing. Everybody's kind of letting us in open arms, and we're not even fully known that we're here yet. So.
Let's do a little bit of history of the business. How did you get started, and when did it start?
So back in January of 2022, so created the business again, in honor of my mother. So she had something to do in retirement, something to do, keep her busy. So,
Sure, right, yeah.
She was very efficient, clearly, so she did a very, very good job.
Yeah.
So we hired a couple people, thought we'd create a couple jobs, and again, they were extremely efficient.
Sure,
so that led us to where we are today. We're kind of growing pretty rapidly, hiring a lot of people. So we're getting very close to 20 employees at this point. So very rapid growth. But best part is we're creating quite a few jobs for Crawford County and Seneca County. So
very nice.
That's really a big thing. What it's all about.
What kind of services do you offer?
So we have commercial and residential cleaning. We can do deep cleans. Pretty much if it needs cleaned, we can handle it.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Some things we can't do, of course, but we have people we can, send someone their way if they need the help. So
very cool. Yeah, that's neat to hear that you guys have grown so much.
Yes. It's like I said, it's just a great thing, and the big part of it is being a part of the community. We want to be a part of the community. We want to be out there helping who we can help, and really, just getting our name out there, and letting people know we're here.
If someone's interested in using your services, how can they do that?
Yeah, so they can find us online. We are at www.magnificentmaid.com. We're on Facebook as well. Just find us. And then they can either call 419-618-9454 or just shooting us an email at magnificentmaidohio@gmail.com.
I think about a year ago we spoke, and you were just getting started here in Crawford County, weren't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we were just kind of getting things going and getting things in place, and we've grown quite a bit since then. So very fortunate, very, very fortunate.
That's good. Yeah. So 2000, what year? 2022, you said, right?
2022. Yep.
Yeah.
In January,
wow. So it hasn't been that long, and you guys are growing that fast.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. So we welcome it. We welcome it. So.
Awesome. Well, Dustin, thank you so much for coming in today. Again, what is your website so people can look up?
Yep. It's www.magnificentmaid.com.
And you got Facebook, you said, too?
Yep, Facebook, and we're Magnificent Maid on there as well. So just find our logo. You can't miss it.
Sure. All right, Dustin, thank you so much for coming in today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Joining me on the podcast right now from Ohio Eye Associates, Dr. Sarah Ney Brunner. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm ready for summer, but life is grand.
It is.
So
it could be much worse, couldn't it?
It could.
Yeah.
It could. But summer's my favorite.
Me too. I am a summer person too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
But,
so we're going to talk about cataracts today, correct?
Yeah. So cataracts, there's no way to avoid them other than dying early, and we don't want that to happen.
Sure,
so
right.
it's a natural aging process that happens in the eye. So the lens that sits in behind our pupil, which is that dark hole, just as we have a few more birthdays, it starts to get a little dingy, So it's like it gets like wearing a pair of dark sunglasses with fingerprints on it.
Okay.
So symptoms you might notice if you're developing some cataracts are like trouble seeing driving at night, halos and glare, or your vision just always seeming blurry.
Okay, like foggy. Yeah.
Yeah. So average age for cataract surgery is actually 65. But on any given day, our office will be doing surgery in the 20s to 90-year-olds.
So it varies, right?
It varies. And there are some genetic components. I always say if your parents had cataract surgery at a younger age, then you'll probably have it at a younger age. If maybe your parents made it to 95 and never needed it, you might luck out too. Things we know that progress the cataracts are things like if you're a smoker, you're going to develop the cataract probably sooner because of the nicotine. If you're out in the sun a lot without sunglasses, that UV light can cause them to develop sooner also. And if you're diabetic, we know that your body just doesn't heal and it ages a little quicker, especially if it's not under good control. So some of those individuals will develop it a little sooner. But when you go and have cataract surgery, you meet with the surgeon and they get their little measurements. And the goal is when we take that lens out of the eye to put a new lens in that looks kind of like a contact lens. And it's a permanent lens in the eye so that you have optimal vision afterwards. So a lot of times if you need glasses before, you won't be as reliant on your glasses afterwards. And there's some really cool technology that's come out in the last few years. There's multifocal or bifocal implants so that you can see far and near.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, and when they first came out, they were kind of junk, I always said, because people were like, I still can't see, I got the glare at night. Well, then you're still not happy. But the new ones are pretty phenomenal. But in the last 6 months, a new lens has come out, and it's called the light lens. And so the surgeon puts it in, and you come back, and they do a treatment a week later, and then you have to wear special goggles, though, and that UV light changes it so that it's set perfectly afterwards for you. It takes a lot of that other air. It's the most accurate way to give you good distance and near vision with the multifocal implant. And a lot without the glare, too, because it acts more like our natural lens. So we've just started doing them over at Ohio Eye. And we're having some great results, and so we're super excited.
Nice. My mom just had cataract surgery at 74, so
you can predict around the same age.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm this way. Yeah. And it gets the same because my glasses, I got the same age she did. Same, it's just progressed the same way.
There is so much with genetics, and you know, it's hard to balance out how much of it is genetic, how much of it was we were in the same environment, and then we tend to be in the same environment. But I always tell everybody, don't fear the cataracts because they can fix that. It's all those other things that we can't fix that you got to catch sooner.
Awesome.
So, but.
All right. Where are you located at?
129 South Walnut. Our phone number is 419-756-8000.
All right.
So
thank you so much,
You're
Sarah.
welcome. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Thank you. Joining me on the podcast right now from Lay's Jewelry is Barb Lay Davidson. Good morning, Barb. How are you?
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good.
Good. I'm getting close to Mother's Day, aren't we?
Yes. Can you do something about the weather?
I wish I could. I would love to. It's one of those deals where it's Ohio and we get a warm week and it gets cold, but it's supposed to warm up again next week.
I hope so. This is cold.
It sure is. So what do you have? You brought some stuff with you today.
Yeah, I brought some stuff in that we are featuring for Mother's Day. This is a new item. These are actually 2 necklaces in silver and gold tone. They are pretty as a necklace by themselves, but they also open up and you can put little charms on them.
Okay.
On this one, I have a little initial. They come with different color initials, like so. And they come with little themes. I have moon, cross, heart, anchor, star.
Okay.
You can change those out according to your mood or your personality. We have a fun freshwater pearl necklace. This little guy runs $30. Something that the kids can get for Mom. We have another new line that's kind of appropriate for mothers. It's a zigzag shape. It's for all the ups and downs of your life. This comes in rings and necklaces in silver and gold tone.
Okay.
Oh gosh, what else did I bring? I brought a watch, a Citizen watch with diamonds.
Ooh, that's
pink
nice.
dial. The watches are on sale, 25% off. Various necklaces. We have the dancing jiggly jeweled necklace. One, this kind of reminds me of Ohio State.
Sure,
kind
yeah.
of subtly. This I just think is pretty. It reminds me of a flower garden. This is the line I spoke about on the my call-in this morning. It's
Okay.
the black label. Has a very nice finish. Looks like real diamonds. It's not real diamonds, so it doesn't break the bank. Something you can get for any mom. Those come in silver. Lockets. These are something that I always think of with mothers. They
Sure,
open
right.
up. You can put pictures in there. Mothers, grandmothers, and especially new mothers. And just other jewelry that we have. Looks like diamonds, but aren't real diamonds.
Okay.
And today is the cutoff for one company of the family jewelry rings and such, and tomorrow I believe is the cutoff for the other one. Either
Okay.
tomorrow or Thursday.
Okay.
So
So don't wait till the last minute for
that's
Mother's
right.
Day.
Those are guaranteed deliveries. So if you get in today or tomorrow, we should be able to get you something yet for Mother's Day.
Very nice. Where are you located at, Barb?
We are at 225 North Sandusky Avenue. That is right across the street from Baker's Pizza, right next to Subway. We've been there, well, we've been in business since 1949. We've been there just about the whole time. And laysjewelry.com. I try to keep that updated.
So May's probably a busy month for you too, isn't
Yep,
it? Yeah.
yep, we hope it is.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for coming in today,
Yep,
Barb.
no problem. Hope to see you in the store.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
From the Ohio State Highway Patrol, Lieutenant Ty Skaggs. Hello, Lieutenant.
Hello, Randy. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing fine, thank you.
Getting towards the summertime here, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely summertime, and with the summertime coming, we got going to have a lot more motorcycles out there on the roadway. People are going to see, so and make a mention of that because you look at the past 4 years from 2018 2022. We had almost 19,000 motorcycle-involved crashes, resulting in the death of 953 riders here in the state of Ohio. So that's a lot.
It is a lot. Yeah.
So it's a responsibility of both parties. It's not just the motorcyclist or the driver of the passenger car that's responsible. Both are. So sometimes for people that are driving passenger cars or trucks, you got to think about those motorcycles are less of a profile as they're coming at you. So you can't be too quick to come to a stop, do a quick look, and then go. You got to make sure you take time to slow down and look. And make sure you look that mantra that we've had for years now, that look twice and save a life.
Sure.
To make sure you see those motorcycles coming so that you, as the passenger car driver, are not failing to yield to that motorcyclist that may have right of way coming through.
Sure, and if you're riding a bike, don't be crazy either. I've seen. I just saw some the other day.
True.
I saw a guy fly by about 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, made his own lane, and he was kind of, yeah.
Definitely got to operate within the confines of the law and not operate recklessly. And most motorcyclists don't.
They don't.
actually
It's
are
very rare.
good
Very
users of the roadway.
Yeah. Yep.
But the thing I would say to our motorcycle audience out there, motorcyclists, is if you don't have a headlight that is automatically on all the time, turn it on, because just having that headlight on even during the daytime can help somebody else see you, right? If they wouldn't see you normally and you blend in with the roadway, try to always have your headlights on day and night as a motorcycle rider to make sure that people can see you coming. That will help out a lot.
Maybe, and in your car too. There's some people that have their headlights on all the time.
That's true.
Yeah.
And some vehicles now come with those daytime running lights where they're
Right.
always on. But for older model vehicles, even to have it on all times, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Of course, we know we have to have them on at nighttime.
Sure.
But also, when there's inclement weather, the law requires you to have them on when it's snow, rain, sleet, hail, all those things that can reduce the visibility. And even though turning those lights on in a rainstorm may not allow you to see the road better, like you said, it just allows other people to see you better, so they don't wind up inadvertently pulling out in front of you.
I'm fortunate when my wipers come on, my headlights come on. I have a newer car, so that happens. But the older ones, the older ones don't. You got to turn those lights on. Yeah.
Well, but that brings up another good point. You talk about the automatic headlights. Sometimes the sensor needs to be adjusted on those to come on at the right times, and also it doesn't always work during the daytime. I always tell my kids that if it's raining, don't trust your automatic headlights to come on, because there's enough ambient light in the atmosphere that sensor is thinking, oh, it's daylight, I don't need to be on. It doesn't realize it's raining. Right. So you need to manually turn that on during those inclement weathers during the daytime to make sure that they're on like they're supposed to be to make everybody safe.
Sure. Hey, I know you probably had a lot of questions about the new distracted driving law, right?
Yeah, 'cause that came into effect there in April, and as most people probably know, we have a 6-month period where law enforcement is to only issue warnings to help try to educate people. And it's not going to be until October 5th when someone can be cited for that new distracted driving law. Now, this also, it doesn't take into account, there's another distracted driving law that we've had on the books for years, which is basically a penalty enhancement upon another moving violation. So to make an example, I'm out there patrolling and I see someone going left to center multiple times. Well, they may be impaired or it may be distraction. If through, I get up there and take a closer look, I see them and they're using their phone. They've committed another moving violation. They're using their phone. I pull them over. I can cite them for the left of center and then give them that additional section added on, or the distracted driving enhancement, which would what that does is give an extra $100 fine onto it, or if they want to avoid that fine, they have the option of taking an online driving course to avoid that fine. Those two things, so that can still happen now. But the new law is like to where it's a primary law now. We can't pull someone over and cite them solely for use of the phone without another moving violation having occurred as a result of using that device. That has to be a warning, like I say, until October 5th. And some of it can be confusing. The way the law was written, it pretty much, if you read it in the revised code, it puts out a blanket, you can't use an electronic communications device. And then it gives exceptions, right? Except under these circumstances. So obviously anything hands-free, you can still, have your phone on a dash mount. Have your GPS working so it can talk to you and show you where to go. That's okay, because it's in a mount, you're not holding it. It's not, you can still use GPS function on those devices. You just can't, while driving, enter the address while you're driving and typing in there. There's no provision in the law that really allows you to be going down the road and typing in multiple letters and numbers on that phone unless you are making an emergency call. That is an exception. If you're making an emergency call to fire, EMS, police, because of a medical emergency of yourself or somebody else on the side of the road, you see a crash, then you can do that. That's an exception. But other than that, it needs to be in a mount. You can still hold the phone up to your ear and talk, all right? But what you can't do, if you have the speakerphone enabled and it's away from your face, to hold it and talk. Right, so that's a kind of a misconception. If you're going to have it out there where the speakerphone is on, well, then it really doesn't need to be supported by your hand. You need to go ahead and put it into a holster. That way that hand is free for driving because you're still talking hands-free, and that's allowed. Also, if you're going to do like a one-touch swipe or touch of an activation, that is okay as long as it's in the holster. So if you're driving down the road, you have it in a mount, and the phone rings, you look over, oh, mom's calling. Okay, you can reach over and touch it or swipe it once so that it'll answer, then you can talk to her rather than doing a voice-activated, hey, answer the phone. You can do that. And then after that, once you're talking, if it's a conversation you don't want to have on speakerphone anymore with the passengers that are in your car, then you can pick it up and put it to your ear. That's still an option.
Gotcha. Like you talk about hands-free and stuff. I mean, with your phone, with Siri and even Google and all that, you can do about anything hands-free now. I mean, you don't have to, if you need it. Like if I need an address from a GPS, I just say, hey, Siri, take me to this address. And, and you don't even have to touch anything. It does it. So
and you can do as much of that as you want.
I found this on Lyft.
There you go.
And you kicked on your Siri right there.
I did. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right. But yeah, anything hands-free, voice activated, telling your GPS to take you somewhere, telling it to call someone or telling it to text someone. Hey, text mom. What do you want to text? Okay, say this, whatever. You're hands-free the whole time. All that is perfectly fine.
Good. I do that all the time. Well, I'll get phone calls, but I'm fortunate I have Bluetooth. I just answer, hit the button on my steering wheel, whatever. I'm able to talk, not even touch my phone and stuff. Yeah. And even if I, just tell, hey, call such and such, and you don't, But if you have an older car, you can't do that lots of times.
You don't have that integration and everything. So that's where those dash mounts come in handy. So you can put it there, and you don't have to worry about trying to hold it and do things because, again, that's what this law. You can't really do that for much unless you're making an emergency call. You want to have that out of your hands, unless it's again up to your face, to your ear, talking on the phone. Gotcha. Is the only exception there.
And if anybody has any questions about that, give you guys a call out there.
They can. If there's, because I'm sure there's circumstances that they have questions about that maybe I just didn't cover. They could call in and ask to speak to a trooper to ask about it.
Okay.
Anytime. We're there 24/7.
Gotcha.
Which. And speaking of that, 24/7, we're in the process of moving into that new building I spoke about on a few previous podcasts. So we started moving in last week, got our dispatch operations in there. We're trying to get everybody else in there this week so that we can get in there and be fully functional in the new building. So if the public needs to come see the Highway Patrol now, they're no longer to go to the temporary building, the old boat building. They're come to the new facility there where the flags are raised to go in the front parking lot and into the front door, and we're there.
It was nice that you guys were able to have a building beside the old building. That's cool.
Yeah, it made it very easy for moving and for keeping tabs on the construction process as it went. And we're just looking forward to getting in there and getting settled. It's been a little stressful, but it's going to be nice once we get settled. And we want to be able to share that with the public. So we have set up, everybody can mark their calendars, July 21st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're going to have an open house there. Public is welcome. To come there, we'll be able to take you in, do a tour. We're going to try to have some of our other specialty units there, if weather permitting. We're going to try to have aviation there, get the chopper there, maybe some other specialty units in their vehicles, and have some demos there, canine units, this and that the kids would love to see. The public's welcome to come and check it out.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. Again, if you have any questions about any of the laws or driving, on the roads, you guys can help them out, right?
Yes, sir. Anytime.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.